Why Sangha is not a registered organization? Is that by chance? Is that by choice or to avoid legal obligation? Why Sangha does not address its misconceptions directly, registration, funding, etc.?
As for the answer, it has been given umpteen times. But those who want to raise the questions, they go on repeating the questions. So, repeatedly, we have to answer it. This is not the first time this point was raised. You know, Sangha started in 1925. So, do you expect us to register with the British government? Against whom our Sarsanga Chalak was fighting at that time? Then after independence, the laws we have now in Swatantra Bharat, they do not make registration compulsory. The legal status is also given to unregistered body of individuals. So we are categorized as body of individuals. And we are a recognized organization. So Income Tax Department asked us to pay income tax. And there was litigation. Income Tax Department said, the court said, this is a body of individual. And our Guru Dakshina was exempted from that income tax. We were banned thrice. So government has recognized. If we were not there, whom they banned? And each time courts resolved the ban, they dismissed the ban and made RSS a legal organization. So many times questions are asked in the assembly, in parliament, statements are given, pro or anti-RSS. All this is not without recognition. Legally, factually, we are an organization. We are not unconstitutional. We are within that constitution. Our status, legal status is within that constitution. So we need not register. Many things are there which are not registered. Even Hindu Dharma is not registered.
The next question is vision of Sangh for next 2 decades. Sudhindra Budhiaji, Dr. Prema. What is the vision and mission of Sangh in 20 years?
I think I have answered this question already in the second part of speech yesterday. So we want to unite, organize, impart qualities to entire Hindu society so that they will create a prosperous and strong Bharat which will impart the Dharma knowledge to the world so that world becomes happy, blissful and peaceful. That part of the task is to be carried out by the entire society, the entire nation. We are preparing Hindu society for that. Ours is the only vision, single vision. After we fulfill that vision, we don't want to do anything else. Organizing the entire Hindu society. This is our task. We'll finish it. And the organized society will do the rest. We are included in that society, so we'll follow suit. But our mission, our vision is an organized, strong Hindu society.
This question is Sangh and Muslims. Major General K.R. Prasad, Manohar Iyer, Dr. Vasant Dikshit. Are Muslims allowed in RSS? How Sangh can build confidence in minorities? Sangh is having outreach program for Muslims. Is there any plan to start educational institutions for minorities?
No Brahmin is allowed in Sangh. No other caste is allowed in Sangha. No Muslim is allowed, no Christian is allowed. no Shaiva, no Shakta. Only Hindus allowed. So people with different denominations, Muslims, Christians, of any denomination, they can come to Sangha. Keep your separateness out. Your speciality is welcome. But when you come inside Shaka, you come as son of Bharat Mata, member of this Hindu society. So Muslims come to Shaka. Christians come to Shaka. As all other castes from the routinely Hindu society, routinely called Hindu society, they also come to Shaka. But we don't take their count and we don't ask who they are. We are all sons of Bharat Mata. That is how Sangha works. The outreach to hitherto untouched sections or hitherto kept away from the society, such sections, we have to specifically contact them. So there is outreach program. But outreach program doesn't mean that we will do something there. Actually, Sangha says, we will not do anything for anybody. Each has to do his own duty. Each has to bring about his own uddhar. Nobody else will come to you. Even God will help those who will help themselves. We will enable you to do that. We will prepare you to do that. So don't expect anything from Sangha. But if you come to Sangha without expecting anything from any other fellow, you can do your own. That is what we are going to teach. So outreach is there. If they are doing some noble deeds, we will help them. But schools for Muslims, schools for Christians, schools for Brahmins, schools for non-Brahmins, we don't do that. Sangha does only Shakha work and man making. Swayam Sevaks have different organizations which are separate, autonomous, independent, and we expect them to become self-dependent so that they don't require any help from outside, even from Sangha. But they will do all these things on the same principle. God helps those who help themselves. So maybe there are Shishu Mandirs in Muslim localities also. They are run by Vidya Bharati, not by us. That type of work is there. But outreach is purely come and give. To appeal that. Come to Sangha and give your everything in the work at the feet of Bharat Mata. Sangha doesn't give anything. Sangha asks for everything. That is Sangha.